Yes, good morning. This is Jean-Marc again from France. Today we are going to talk about the life in Canada in general, more exactly about the system here and how it differs with France, mainly the banking system. So, as you probably don't know, I am from France. More exactly from the suburbs of Paris, and I have always lived there, but I used to work for 5 years in West Africa as well. I won't name the country because it will be subject to a lot of commentaries, but I used to live there in West Africa. I have West African experience a lot. So let's start with the banking system. There is one thing in France that is very different from here. In France, there is no credit score in the system. So basically, you just pay your bills. You have to buy a house. There is no credit score like here in North America. I have to be honest. I don't like the credit score. I really don't like it because I think, and maybe it's because I'm French that I am saying that. I think it puts people in a lot of pressure because they have to pay the money back after 21 days, I think. And if you don't pay back, you know that you have to pay interest on it, and if you still don't pay, you have to pay other interest over the interest. And I do not think it's good. Here in Vancouver, particularly, just a moment, because people here say they don't listen, but they listen. Yes, here in Vancouver, people are very, very stressed. It's a feeling that I have, and I have to be honest, I don't like it. Okay. Let's go this way. Okay, so that's the problem with the credit score. It puts people under a lot of pressure and all of that. So I don't think it's good. Okay, let's just wait one moment again, because strange thing, there are people when... Okay, they are very attentionate here. They say they are not, but again, they are, trust me. So I do not like the system. You know, in France, when you have to buy a home like this, for example, they just check at your monthly income and all of this. But oh la la. And they just use that based on your use those banking behavior to determine whether you are eligible. But here there is this credit system that it really makes I think the life of North Americans in general very miserable. I really don't like it, and that's one of the reasons why we really plan to move out from here. And this as soon as possible. I have to be honest with you. So now we are looking for pathways to go back to Europe. Probably France is good, but I may go back to France. But I may also look for other ways, maybe much more in the north or. Depending, but my wife doesn't want to really stay here. And one of the reasons, as I said, in another video, is healthcare system here is really we don't like it. It's they have the equipment, but the problem is humanly speaking, it's terrible. It's really terrible. So yes, so about the credit score, I don't like it because it puts a lot of people, under pressure. You have to pay, for the bill all the time. You have to have a good score, otherwise you won't be able to buy a car, you won't be able to buy, a house. And it's very punitive as a system here in North America. It's almost like a game. It's like do well, otherwise it affects your house, it even affects your job. That's the problem. And that's why there are a lot of people here in Canada, but also in the US, who cannot find good jobs because their credit score sucks. So as a system, it really sucks. So I'm going to cross the road because there is someone who is very good at listening again over there. So that's the other thing too. The boredom here is terrible. I'm gonna cross before this blonde lady is going to cross next to me. Otherwise I have to answer her in French because I don't want to discuss with her. So, okay. So the other thing that, we live here, and many migrants, even from Africa, live, is because of the boredom. It's terrible. The level of individualism here is terrible. There's a lot of, people who are lonely. They end up lonely, they end up, without friends. I went once to a mall here in the south of Vancouver, and I've never seen so many lonely people in my life. Never. Like there was like a big mall in a very beautiful, it was really beautiful, but humanly speaking again, it's terrible. It looks like Canada is nice, but it does so poorly when it comes to human standards, on loneliness, on depression, on people being, ending up lonely. They have to take care of themselves when they get old. They are by themselves. No one gives a damn about those people. And it's something that, most immigrants don't know, like most new, people from overseas don't know, is that loneliness in Canada is, oh là là, c'est terrible. I used to be, I was in Europe, and I'm not saying because I'm French, I'm trying to protect France or everything like that. No. France has also a problem of people being individualistic and lonely, but Canada seems to be, doing much worse than most European countries. So overall here it's, it looks nice, but don't get fooled by it. Come here, my advice, come to Canada if you are like me, but come here with friends, come here with maybe family. Don't just come, alone. Come with some people. I'm going to cross again because there is another person who might hear what I'm going to say and I don't like it. So we're going to cross again. So that's my advice. Come here with friends, with family, or make sure that every 6 months, every year, someone can come visit you. Otherwise, it's going to be terrible. And also make sure you can go back in your home country every time. Every year, every 2 years, make sure you can, fly back and visit back. Otherwise, you are going to have a very, very hard time here. Okay, let's just hope they don't get out. Okay, oh la la, there's someone walking there again. I'm going to cross again because I don't want to. Yes, and actually, people here. Many don't like that we talk about the country. You know, they say they're open-minded, they say they're very tolerant and cool, but sometimes I've seen much cooler people in the United States. I have to be honest with that. And another thing that I don't like, toilets. Toilets are nowhere to be found. And there is this culture here in Canada, and it's very different from the US on that side, is that you have to have privilege to access the toilet. You have to be in a bureau, in an office, or in, you know, maybe you pay for something and you have access to the toilet. In their subway, their SkyTrain here, there's no toilet at all. No, zero. So if you didn't pee somewhere, God may help you. But that's a very difference with the United States. When I go to the US, across the US, it's very, very different. You have toilets everywhere. It's very accessible. It's like toilet in America is a right, whereas here going to the toilet is a privilege. It's really a privilege. And oh yes, something you might don't know as well as Canadians. In Europe, actually, you are going to the education is free, university is free. There is no charge for it. Whereas in North America, including here in Canada, you have to pay for those, and you have to get indebted to get access to university. Many young Canadians have to get indebted. We don't have to do that in Europe. You know, the universities, the public ones are free there. And you don't have to be French. You know, you can be from Africa, you can be even from, you know, countries like, you know, Philippines, or I don't know. It's free. It's free as long as you have a legal status to stay in France. You find it. It's entirely free for everybody. You pay only if you access the private university, but the public ones are free. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to leave it there because I've said enough today. So, bonne journée et à bientôt. Here is the nice weather, but it won't last. Huh? It won't last. We know it. This is Vancouver. 200 days of rain per year. Bonne journée.